And to get more discussion, let's turn back to our studio guest, Professor Teng Jimeng. So how do visual artists and designers who use sensitive historical subjects in their creation of artworks?
Well, first thing first, I think I denounce this very particular piece of work. If it is a piece of work, I think it's an outrage. I think it's very, very disrespectful for an artist to draw on this historical material and try to in a sense, to make a profit, or basically this organization to make a profit based on this very particular design. And so I think we should respond, and we should respond by not just denouncing, but I mean, we should, in a sense, educating. I mean, Nanjing massacre is basically is a forgotten massacre, is one of the most denounced World War II atrocities committed by the Japanese aggressors. This is kind of a consensus, widely kind of agreed upon in the academic world in the West. And basically, I'm just now quoting the former chair of history department, Harvard University, Professor Kirby. And so, in this sense, I think that there must be an awareness to be raised among the West, the Western consumers, the Western public, about history, about this very particular period, which actually left such a big scar on our national psyche. I mean, Nanjing massacre is almost the second Holocaust committed by the Japanese aggressors, as well as those Holocaust committed by Nazi Germany in Europe. And so there must be a campaign to raise the awareness of the public, the consumers, because of this very event.
As we just mentioned, the designer, Andrea Marcogini, he was trying to justify his behavior, saying that this design, this picture itself, is against war and indifference. But ironically, he named the hoodie happiness. So how do you make sense of his justification?
Well, artists actually creates with the kind of artistic freedom, and as well as what we call social responsibility. I mean, you just can't say, well, this is supposed to be anti-war, but then your message may be wrongly interpreted. You might be, in a sense, interpreted in this way. And especially for those who are involved in this kind of, in this history, in this very particular massacre. I mean, people in Nanjing, actually, in China, I mean, around the world, we have forensic evidence, we have legal evidence, we have eyewitness evidence showing that this is a crime against humanity. And how can you, in a sense, design your work based on a crime against humanity? And so, in a sense, it's ignorance, it is misguiding, and so you must acknowledge that, I mean, this is wrong. And so make an apology and start all over again and try to create a new piece of artwork. I mean, look at Maya Lin, and who is the most famous, this Yale graduate architect who designed the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C. And so my advice is go read this book, go read Iris Chan's The Rape of Nanjing, and you will know the Rape of Nanjing, and you will know the history, and you will not commit the mistake.
All right. Artists and designers should always respect history. Thank you so much, Professor Teng.
Absolutely. Thank you.